Hey everybody, good evening. It's Sandy Eulitt with Cats, Crafts, and Laughs and Galaxia Inc. Look, I finally finished this thing. Oh my god. This is like the space pillow that matches the space quilt that I showed you guys the other day. This is such a project. When I was rooting through my drawers, and I found all the squares that I ended up making the space quilt out of. I had 50 squares total. I needed 48 for the quilt. I'm like, what am I going to do with the 2 extra squares? I decided to make a pillow out of them. Not that I need more throw pillows, but I couldn't resist. So this zigzag pattern is multicolored, and it is an innate embroidery pattern in the Pfaff Creative Icon. And I was like, oh, that'll be really cool. So I used like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different colors of thread, because it's like you zigzag this, then you zigzag. It's a pattern. So anyways, there was this pattern in there. This Swirled Star is what I call it. And I loved it. You guys know me. I love space and astronomy and all that stuff. Well, here's the problem. It was meant to be stitched out as a keep wanting to say feathered, but that's not right. I'll think of it. Anyways, it wouldn't stitch out as like a traditional satin stitch. Felted, that's what it is. It was meant to be stitched out as felted. So it wasn't meant to be stitched out as an apple, as a satin stitch machine embroidery. So I ended up firing up my Premiere Plus 2 embroidery software, and I diddled around with this thing for probably a total of 2.5 days. Not all at once, but, I tried pulling it in and converting it from felting stitches to satin, and that didn't work. And then I tried going through and deleting stitches and then replacing them, and that didn't work. And then I made an appointment with the expert at the sewing store who knows the software like the back of her hand, and she said, I may not be able to do it just because of the way that the stitching was made, because it was designed to be felted. I'm like, I've not given up on this thing because I just love this design. So I need to teach a class on how I ended up getting this done, and it's still not exactly how I wanted it done, because you can see that there's like some really wide stitches here, and it needs to be like a more traditional smaller satin stitch fill, but it looks a heck of a lot better than it would have if it would have been felted. So it's finally done. It's a 12 by 20. I rooted through my drawer. I found this fabric. I had this this was on the ceiling of the house that I used to own. This fabric is like 23 years old, over 23 years old. Bought it at Walmart like 23 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's perfect size. Let's use that up. I'm in a use up fabric mode here. So there it is. It's finally done. And you can hear the embroidery machine going in the background. I'm making quilt labels right now. There's one of the quilts that I need a quilt label for. So thanks for watching. Please, again, like and subscribe. And visit my website, www.galaxia.com, GALACXIA.com, or catscraftsandlaughs.com. Have a great evening. I will talk to you soon.